afternoon, good morning, good evening, PM folks, man. Always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, this is about the end of the week. We're almost going into July. We just got a few more days coming. This week's gonna be kind of dry. No shows coming up, nothing that I pay attention to. But I'm always interested in having guests on here sharing their stories. We have here a lovely lady who just made her figure debut just about almost a couple of weeks ago at the Toronto Figure Show. Actually, she made her pro debut back in 2022 at the Savannah Pro, and I went there that year. It was an opportunity. We have the lovely Mrs. Brittany Felecia, or also known as Brittany Brickman, and we want to say thank you, ma'am, and welcome for your time.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
All righty, thank you for that. Don't take my moniker with me.
I say it often too.
Yeah, okay, I appreciate that. Good. So anyway, Brittany, I'm gonna ask you this question: what got you started in sport? I call it muscle masculinity. Please share.
Well, growing up, I was always known in my family as being the muscular one. There was always a running joke that I was born with a six pack. I was always involved in a multitude of sports. And about, I want to say it was I moved to Western New York in 2013, 2014. And I was just looking for something to do. And I tried out for the Buffalo Jills, which is the cheerleaders for the Buffalo Bills, but they got rid of the Jills that season. So then I was like, I need something to do. And that's when I met my now husband, and he was getting ready for his first competition. And I was like, what is this? And I'd always seen and knew a little bit about bodybuilding, but not enough about what the women did. And my uncle also used to always say he would talk about Linda Murray. And I'm like, who's Linda Murray? And then I find out who she is, and I'm like, oh my God, she's amazing. So when my husband, his name's Mark, was getting ready for his show, he's like, you should try this. And I was like, okay, why not? So in 2017, I did my very first show at the Mr. Miss Buffalo, placed dead last fifth but I was like, this is so much fun and I love this, and I can embrace my muscular side, and it's a good thing. And since then, it's just been full steam. Bodybuilding just encompasses my life as well as everything else that I do.
Yeah, that's the story. Everybody starts off one way. Some ladies I've talked to, they either like yourself have an athletic background. They found it as a new passion for them. Some ladies got into it because of some other reason, either something medical, something physical. It's just there's something to bodybuilding because there's some bonuses, a healthy lifestyle. But also there's some drawbacks to it because it's the discipline and staying motivated, not so much motivated, keeping that discipline where everybody around you is going to be doing something atypical, especially we got the 4th of July's coming around the corner, and that's the time where I'm in the South. We don't have barbecue like that.
Yeah, barbecues every weekend in the South.
Yeah, we just have. I saw some neighbors had some for Father's Day.
Yeah, see. Oh yeah, some of my family grew up in North Carolina, so we would go down there in the summer, and it was always a fun time to just kick back, have a barbecue for just no reason but just to have a barbecue because the weather was nice.
Yeah. So, after your first show, what was that experience like for you? That first time on stage.
It was kind of fun, and then also kind of crazy because I did sports, I did cheer, I did dance, so I'm used to being on stage. This was completely different because it's you by yourself. There's no team with you. So I remember being so jittery, I couldn't sit still. My husband's like, you got to sit still. You got to put your legs up. You got to calm down. I'm like, I can't. I'm so excited. I'm got all this almost electricity running through my body. And I remember getting on stage and I was like, I love this. This is so much fun. This is so exciting. It's you go through months of prep for what essentially turns out to be maybe 5 to 10 minutes on stage. But it's the second you're off stage, you want to get back out there and do it all over again, which is pretty much how it happened for me. I was like, I want to do this again. The second I was done, I was like, I want to do this again.
That's experience. I mean, I don't know if everybody would be comfortable with the idea of walking across a stage halfway butt naked.
That was a little nerve thing. I was like, oh, this is tiny. This suit is very small. I was like, okay. I was like, this is different. I'm used to being in a lot more clothes. And I've been a tomboy pretty much most of my life. So I was always in baggy sweats, baggy tees, oversized clothes. That's what's comfortable for me. So then you have to get comfortable with, you got to start wearing tank tops and leggings and shorts to see the muscles that are, moving around and working while you're working out. And I'm like, oh, I like wearing my hoodies and my sweats. Like, that's my comfort.
Well, right now you're wearing your tank top, and and we seeing it. And I think some guys here. I have to admit this to you, ma'am. I have a crime. I am a muscle person. I find y'all is intoxicating. I get it. As we talked earlier, mentioned that you also, as I mentioned, I am a criminal, and you work in law enforcement. So you are.
Yes, I do. Yes, I after working with developmentally disabled adults for over like 10 years. I decided to pivot and I've always wanted to be a detective. Like that's been like a dream of mine. So to be a detective, you got to be a cop. So I took the test, passed, went through the academy, and I didn't tell a soul that I was going through the academy. The only people that knew was my mother and my husband. That was it. So for 6 months and it was rough because it was right when I had just finished Savannah and I was planning on doing another show the next year. But when you're in the academy, you have no time for anything. You barely have time to get up and function because it's just all day. So I was like, okay, I'm going to put that on the back burner for a little bit and I'm going to focus on this, and got through that. I mean, we had like defensive tactics every Friday. We had PT every other day. You're up super, super early. I was like, I'm used to getting up early for fasted cardio, but to get up and sit in a classroom for 8 hours, that was hard. I was like, oh, we're just going to sit here and we're just going to learn stuff. But I love it. I love my job. I have great coworkers. I have an amazingly supportive department. Because when I decided to go back into competing, I did let my department know, like, hey guys, this is what's going to be happening. And I work night shifts. So I'm like, so this is what's going to happen. Like they knew when I had my meals. They knew what time I hit the gym. Like it was like a collective, like village.
Yeah. Well, I've interviewed quite a few ladies who work in law enforcement, from constables, detectives. One lady, she actually was a member of SWAT. I said, I mean, that's just, yeah. But really another guy said like this, he said, you are a cop, but as a cop, you are beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm not a fan of police, but I think you would change my mind. Calm down. Deep breath. I'm sorry. So you turned pro. Now, when was that, and what division what is when you turned pro? Because I know you're double dipping.
I turned pro in 2021 at NPC North Americans, which is, I love that show. Gary Woodett runs such an amazing show. It was in 2021, and I did double dip that. That was the year I did women's physique for the very first time, and figure. I've always done figure. Figure is like my heart. I love figure. But that year I was just like, why not try out women's physique? And it was just funny because I had signed up for the show. Everything was going great. And like 3 weeks before the show, I was like, let's try women's physique. And my coach, my trainer, they were like, okay. But then it was like, you got to get music and a routine together in 3 weeks. Lucky for me, my husband's cousin is a DJ. And he's like, send me the music you want and I'll get it to you by the end of the day. Got that ready to go. And it was awesome. It was so different because you're not in the heels, which I was like, oh, barefoot. It's kind of nice because those heels are rough. And I placed third place in women's physique, very first time ever doing it. And I got my pro card in figure that year. And that was like amazing. I actually thought the person behind me's number was called. And it took me a second to register that it was my number that was called for first place. I kind of just like froze. I was like, wait, that's me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, figure, it's been around for quite some time. It's like the third oldest division when it comes to women's in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Because, you have women's, for me, why I got into this because I was a big fan of women's bodybuilding. I grew up in the era where Linda Murray, I wasn't a big Linda Murray fan, but she's all right. I was people like Rich McLeish and Corey Everson. Beth Francis was one of my favorites for Cleveland. Iris Kyle, the most dominated Miss Olympia.
Oh, yeah.
More Olympia wins than man or woman.
Yep.
And and also a lady that I'm a big fan of. She was there when you made your guest posing, and I'm a big fan of her. She's my girlfriend, and that is the lovely.
I love her. She is the nicest. She's such a sweetheart. We actually met backstage, and she was just like, "Hi," and I was like, "Hi," and she's like, "Oh my God, you're amazing." I was like, "You're amazing." Oh, she was such a nice person. Like, can't wait to meet her again.
Yeah, I remember she was guest posing that year.
At Savannah, yep.
Yeah, at Savannah. It was amazing to see her just there live. This is a true story I want to share with you. A friend of mine, her name is Eunice. Eunice runs her own company called Bad Guy. And Bad Reps right now they're sponsoring women's bodybuilding for the Atlanta Pro this year. And it's another, I think about to say 6-7 weeks away.
Yeah.
And I went down to Tampa to hang with Eunice, and and I got this nice hat and some other stuff. Shout to Eunice and Bad Rap, that's the company. And was a few years ago, she was at the Olympia when it was in Orlando back in 2023.
Okay.
She got me this issue of Muscle Development. She knows I love Andre. I don't feel like a pervert, but what makes it so special, and ladies that I've talked to her who know her, and the ones who have met her, say she's that nice. She took time, somebody she never met, and she signed this book for me.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, she honestly is. She is exactly what she is on social. Like, she's just genuinely a nice, sweet person. And it's like, that's what you want to be. Like, you want to be that. So everyone sees you and knows who you are, and you are who you present yourself to be. She's amazing. I love her.
Also, I saw this picture too of another gentleman, I'm a big fan of when I was growing up as a kid, and he is a legend of wrestling. One Mr. Steve Austin, aka Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
Oh, yes.
I used to. He was just
everything. I've been a wrestling fan since I was like 2 years old, and it's funny because that is actually how me and my husband actually met. He was a bouncer at a bar, and him and another bouncer were talking about wrestling, and I would just join in, and he's like, "Wait, you like wrestling?" And I was like, "I love wrestling. Like, been a wrestling fan like my whole life." Like, Stone Cold, super funny and very nice in person, like hilarious.
Yeah. I remember when it was a few years ago, there was a Super Walmart open up, and I met Ivan Koloff. You remember him? He was the uncle of the Koloff. He was there signing autographs. I didn't know he didn't have a fake Russian accent. I thought he was Russian, but Nikita actually he was running a ministry in Charlotte. Like I said, I grew up, like I said, being from the South, we grew up watching wrestling. I grew up more with the NWA, WCW stuff, because we didn't have cable until every now and then WWE would come, the WWF would come on like every once a month, a Saturday right before the pay-per-view, and the show like
Saturday Night Main Event.
And that was we time to get to see stuff. I was a fan of Hulk Hogan until a certain situation happened, but I let it go with my Stone Cold, The Rock, Ric Flair. Got put in the Macho Man. Ooh, the Macho Man.
How can you not be a fan of Macho Man? I would say for me though, Razor Ramon. Like, I was a Scott Hall, Razor Ramon fan bad growing up. That Ultimate Warrior were like my top two when I was a little kid. Like, oh yes, those are my favorites.
You see about watch wrestling?
Yes. Oh yeah.
I don't watch much like every now and then, like I said, because I don't really watch cable as much. I watch some stuff like independent stuff here and there. Maybe a couple of wrestling. To me, it's not the same like it used to be. I think that the Attitude Era and the 80s era, I think that was the best time for it. I think it's kind of, there's some good guys like, decent, I would say, like guys like Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I grew up watching his daddy and his brother. Who you think you're a big fan of now today compared to now?
Now today, I think Rhea Ripley is absolutely amazing. I think she's great. I love her aesthetic. Bianca Belair is top tier for me. She's super strong. She's gorgeous. She kicks butt. Io Sky. For the men, it depends. Like, I think someone who doesn't get a lot of credit but is amazing is The Miz. I mean, he made the Intercontinental title like more relevant and like brought back its infamy that like everyone, like, to get the Intercontinental title, that meant you were like that dude who would then eventually become world champion. He's great. He's amazing on the mic. Like, that's undeniable. Roman's good. I just, bloodline things kind of run its course with me because it's just kind of like, that's all that there is. And it's like, we've seen this. We know how this is going to play out. Love the Street Profits. Montez Ford, crazy great. Javon Evans, he is so good. I also watch different companies. I love TNA, AEW. There's a female on AEW. No, not AEW. She was at AEW. Now she's with TNA. She goes by Allie or the Bunny. Love her. her like whole shtick is just, I know her personally as well. So just to know who she is personally, but then how she is in the ring, she's chef's kiss. She's great. She's gold.
Yeah, I remember the Miz when he was Mike on the Real World. And when I saw it, I say, "Wait, hey, Mike on the Real World?" But,
yep, that's what everyone thought. They're like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, he really grew out of that. He's really become something big. So we'll go back to the bodybuilding thing, and we talk about wrestling, guys. I know that's where you guys came from. You want to talk about the bodybuilding. So okay, so your pro debut was 2022. Why did you do physique instead of doing figure?
So at the time, I was looking for a figure show, but it was getting closer to, because the academy was starting at a certain point, and I needed to have my show done before then. So I'm looking for shows, and at the time, there was a lot of shows would have figures and they wouldn't have figure, or they'd have women's physique. So I was like, well, I want to do a show before a certain point, and it just so happened that Savannah was a show that was in my timeline. And I was like, all right, well, they don't have figure, but I'll do women's physique because I've done women's physique, and I do love women's physique, and the chance to show a routine in front of Linda Murray was like, can't pass that up. Like, that would be like, that's like a dream come true. That's like playing golf with Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I remember I was there, and I was in like up, and I saw her. She kind of turned and she smiled at me. It was like, she's a lovely lady. I'm hoping to have her on here in the future. Maybe do interview where we talk about her life in bodybuilding. And your placing, I forgot, you weren't in the top 10, right?
No, I think it was top 15 because it was literally my first pro show. I mean, there was open and masters, and some of the master girls did the open, which obviously they should. I mean, these women are amazing. I was happy. I was like, I placed. I wasn't dead last, and I got some great feedback, and it was just such a great experience to just be there and be amongst other pros and to just like build like a sisterhood, because there are women that I met there that I still talk to this day.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I mean, it's good that you find people in this sport you can bond with, because
yes,
the everyday person doesn't understand what bodybuilding is. Everybody looks at it like you just lift weights and take steroids, you get big, but there's
like,
more. Yeah, it's more to it.
It's a mental game. It is a massive mental game. And if you don't have like a good like village or just like a core group that can like help keep you motivated, it can be daunting. Like, I'm lucky. I've got my husband, I've got my friends, I've even my job. And it's like, there are days where you're just like, I don't got it in me. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. And I just want to go to bed, but got to get those meals in. Got to get that cardio done. Got to get your fasted done, your post workout. And you're just like, oh, there's not enough hours in a day.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, it's about being consistent, being disciplined, being, determined, and also being fundamentally regimental, because when you look at it, there's so much involved with it, from rest to recovery to supplements to dieting to eating. Like, some people tell me that 6% of bodybuilding is based in the kitchen, not so much in the gym.
Yes, very true. I it gets to the point, like, when you're doing your 99 ground turkey, which has no flavor, no taste, and it is so dry, that I do what some people think I'm crazy that I do this. I do what's called the meat smoothie, where I measure out the amount. I mean, it's cooked. It's not raw. It's cooked. I measure it out. I put it in my little Ninja Bullet with some water, and I chug that thing because it gets it down faster and it gets me back to sleep faster. The face that you just made is the face that my coach made when I told him, my husband made when I told him. And I met Jay Cutler back in 2019, and I told him that I did that. And he goes, wow, that's dedication. I'm like, yeah, because I'm tired. And I was, at the time that it started, I was working 2 jobs. So I was like, the space in between getting a little bit of a nap before my second job was very small. And I was like, if I have to sit up and chew this meal, it's going to take longer. How can we make this go a little faster? That's what we're going to do. We're going to blend this.
I can tell you this, you're either crazy or you're a mad genius. That's how some people see it. I mean, I was saying working 2 jobs. I used to work 2 jobs when I was a younger man. I used to work at a gas station when I was 16, and I was there. I was from the stock boy to cashier to assistant manager. I worked at a textile plant. When I had one time when the store went down, I had to find another job. I was working as at a gentleman's club, as they call it. Especially, and yeah, the thing is about finding that time, because this work can take a lot of your life. I mean, even, and still trying to find the time to focus on your career in law enforcement.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like there was a it's funny enough, there was a test for sergeants. The sergeants and exam was the exact same date as the Toronto Pro. And I knew, I was like, well, I'm not going to be in town for that. So I was like, my supervision's like, hey, are you going to take the test? I go, no, I will be out of town for that test. But maybe, the next, 3 years from now, I'll take it then, because they do about every 2 to 3 years. But I was like, right now, my mind is like focused on, I'm doing this show because I've been away for almost 4 years. I was like, I am focused on getting back into shape, back into stage, performance. And that was the only thing that was in my mind was go to work, prep, go to work, prep.
Yeah, I think you have to have that. It's opportunity, for a competitor. It's like a small, narrow window, but life has to be living. So, folks, what we got, Brittany here. What we do is we'll jump into her social media for a minute. So we want to check her out. Her links in the description of this live. You'll reach out to and support guys interested. But this is what I tell you guys out there. This lady works in law enforcement. She is. I will say this. If you feel like you want to send something a little weird, she'll probably track it back to you.
Oh, yeah, don't send me anything weird. Be cool.
Guys, I mean, some guys they don't care. They don't care. So, a piece of chocolate. Let me. Say, no. She has a husband too. He look like he ain't gonna play. You got this Black Panther studio coming through. He says, appreciate it, brother. He says, hi, George. Hi, brother. Also, shout out to him. He says, Brittany Brickman is so beautiful. Beautiful smile.
Thank you.
We got here. I got to put on my old man glasses for a second because these are later to get a little small. He says, it's from my man John Lindsay. He says, hey, Britt and George, love you both. What's the best way to request a future guest? Well, all you got to do is just, hey, I just go to social media and say, hey, you want to come on? And if I get a yes, good. If I don't, if you drag me around, I'm wasting my time. I got a lot of people to follow. I got people to see and things to do. Or in other words, I got things to see and people to do. So, shout out to also man. He's enamored by you. He says, beautiful smile, Miss B. Yeah, he's just enamored. I'm telling you again, these guys, it's like this. It's like the episode of Chappelle Show. And I always try to quote this because with Charlie Murphy, the time Ian and Eddie were at the club, they hang out and met Prince. Prince hated the guy Nikki Free, and it's like Nikki Free's that new group singer for Salomar. He said like, hey, Charlie got a new girl. She found him. They act like he was Nikki Free. He's a dude.
Oh, the Chappelle Show.
Yeah, he's a free ass dude. He's still looking dude today. Nikki Free. Also, we got one more from man before we head out. Man Panther says this. He says, wait a minute. He says, Miss Brickman, where are you originally from?
I'm actually originally from Albany, New York.
Upstate New York. Yeah.
Upstate, yeah. Well, from there, I was there. Went to college out in Western New York. Well, more like southern tier of Western New York at a college, St. Bonaventure, very small Franciscan school. And then just was traveling around. And then made my way back up to Western New York. And then in 2015 is when I actually met my husband. And then I was actually planning on moving. He was planning on moving out of Western New York. And I was considering moving out of Western New York. And then we met, and then we're both just now still here in Western New York. It's very cold.
My oldest niece was stationed in Buffalo, and she's like 5'4", and said when snow came up to her waistline right above here. See, we're from the South. When it snows down here, it don't last no more than half a day. Everything shuts down if it's just a half.
Oh yes, I was in Fort Hood at one point, and it sprinkled snow a little bit, and they shut the entire base down. I was like, "There's literally nothing on the ground." But yeah, the snow out here is no joke. We've had, I think it was 2014 was called Snowvember. I was stuck at work for 5 days, working straight through because could not leave. Like my car was buried under snow. Then there was, I want to say in 2022, yes, 2022, that December, there was probably one of the worst storms that Buffalo, West Seneca, Cheektowaga has ever had. It was bad. It was the day I found out I got hired and was going into the academy was the day the storm hit. And I remember like driving home from work, could not see in front of me. I just knew when I got to the light, I know how many lights there are to my house. And I'm just driving and I'm like, yeah, I got to get home. I stuck indoors. There was no Christmas. It was like the 22nd to like the 27th, just 5 days of just snow, like 100 feet. It was bad. It was really bad.
Well, North Carolina, we get hurricanes real bad. We had,
Yeah, y'all keep that down there.
I remember we had Matthew when it came through. It totally, especially in my area, I'm in Robinson County, it's a little small county, right? We're just a good ways from Fort Bragg and a good ways from Charlotte. And it just messed everything up. Not too bad where I live in it, but my mom was sick. I was taking care of her, and she had to go to the next town over to the hospital. And because of her situation, they couldn't send her back home right away. So we had to stay in a facility for a while. And I mean, places were shut down. I had to get to her. I had to take like 3-4 ways to get around because trees knocked down. Then because I mean, it was crazy. Hurricanes.
Yeah, snow. I don't know if I can do hurricanes. I know how to maneuver the snow. I get it. I know how to. You got 4-wheel drive. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Hurricanes, the winds, no good. No good.
Days to be all right. Shout out to my man, Black Panther says, I'm originally from Rosedale, Queens, New York.
Okay. From the boroughs. Okay.
Also, he says, Miss Brickman, marriage is a beautiful thing from God. Thank you.
Yes. I love my husband. That's my best friend.
He says, Miss Brickman, you have an incredible ripped physique of art. Keep up the great work. Hey, these guys, get coming. Also, shout out to my man, Brown Baldy. He says, congratulations on participating at the Toronto Pro this year. And thank you, brother. I appreciate that. So, folks, we'll jump to it on social media for a bit. You want to follow Brittany? Her link in the description of this live. She has a husband. She has a job. Be respectful. Don't be weird. So, we'll jump here. And you'll check it out. So, and it was the opportunity for you to make your pro debut at, Savannah. I think you look pretty good because I do remember, this is a clip from that. What was that feeling like, that first time being on stage as a pro?
Oh man, that was amazing. It's hard to explain because the best way to explain it is it's like you're a kid the night before Christmas where you're so excited and you can't sleep, you can't contain yourself, you just want to scream it from the rooftops. I had so much fun at the show afterwards, just meeting everyone. And funny story, the suits that I wear, except for in 2019, I've made every single one of them.
So you make your own suits?
Yes, I do. So, because this work can get expensive. So in 2020, COVID, I was looking, I'm like, how are we going to going to the gym? Lucky for myself, because my husband and I both did North Americans in 2020. Our friend has a gym. He's like, here, have my keys. The gym's obviously closed. You guys can go in and use it. So I'm like, perfect. And I was like, what am I going to do for a suit? And I'm like, you know what? Let me see how it is to make a suit. Buy a plain base suit. It's measured out to me perfectly. Go on Amazon, go online, find all the jewels, and just come up with a design and do it yourself. So since 2020, I've made every suit that I've had. And my favorite, I really do love the one that I just wore. I love like the black with the blue, but I would say the one I wore in Savannah might have been my favorite.
It does save you some money here. Here she is, Savannah.
Yeah.
No, she just. Wow. What was the critique from the judges? Because I know the plan was supposed to.
I'm still waiting to hear back. Yeah, I still haven't heard back from the judges. If I were to guess, I would say just improving on my legs. I'm 5'9", so I have very long legs. So it's a little different than say someone who's 5'5". So it's a lot harder to build up on the legs being so tall. But that's the plan moving forward, is to really push and work hard on the legs, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know taller women takes a lot more to come in condition compared to the shorter girls who can put on muscle like that. Like you were there, one person that was getting a lot of attention, especially at the show, was Sarah Bradley. Sarah.
Yes. Oh my God, she is. I didn't realize how short she was. She's very short, and her physique in person is absolutely amazing. Like, wow. I was like, wow, like amazing. She's stunning.
Yeah.
That's Tamika right there. I love her. Met her at Toronto. She was a doll. She was so nice. I think she's flat-footed. As you can tell, the height difference between the two of us. That's my soul sister. I think she's amazing. That's my homegirl Liv. She drove up the morning of the show to do my makeup.
Yeah, we played it a little bit because he made me when I think we got the version where we got the sound to it. Here it is.
And this and give you
a princess.
That was all her idea. She loves those TikTok sounds.
Yeah, I think that's from the movie
Princess Diaries.
Yeah, Princess Diaries with Anne Hathaway. No, Anne
Yep.
Hathaway.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I remember that movie came out. But yeah, I interviewed Tamika right after she turned pro. Back
Nice.
2023 when she got a pro card. Here she is again.
Felecia, so here's an update. Just got off the stage for finals. I'm pretty sure I got top 10. I think I was 6, which
Yeah, you did get top 10.
top 10. I think I was 6th place, which honestly, after 4 years off, getting 6th place in a stacked class of amazing women was awesome. I am on cloud 9. I'm starving. Definitely gonna go get something to eat. I will be posting photos and videos and everything up over the next couple of days. Thank you everybody that's reached out. You guys are awesome. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's experience because I think a couple of ladies just did the show in Alabama, and they were
and the winner for the Masters figure is a good friend of mine, and I'm like so proud of her. Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's I think her name is Dominique Burridge.
Yep. Yes. D. Yeah. Shout out to my girl D. I was like, I think I found out it was like I was scrolling socials and I was at work. And I was like, I have to find the results. I'm like, where is it? And I was like, pulled over to the side of the road. I was like, oh my God, she got it. She's going to the Masters Olympia. So happy for her. We actually met in 2021 when I went pro.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's your husband, Mark. And how long y'all been married now? How long y'all been married?
We have been married. It'll be 2 years in October, but we've been together for 11 years.
Does he still compete?
Yes, he does. He's actually getting ready for a show now. His show is August 1st at Riverworks here in Buffalo, New York. I'm like so excited. He's going to be doing a couple of Masters divisions because even though people don't believe this, he is almost 50.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's almost 50. I'm at 50. I'm 51.
Yeah.
I'm going to be, one person I saw on looking through was somebody that I interviewed a while back. And we have something in common. That is Lindsay Diaz. Lindsay is like yourself, a Scorpio.
Yes, Lindsay.
But also, what makes Lindsay's birthday special? It's the same day as my birthday.
Really?
November 19th.
I'm the 8th.
What am I?
So you're the later in November Scorpios. I'm like the early November Scorpio.
Yes. Actually, if my family, this is how you break it down. Four of my siblings, counting 2 of my older sisters and my younger brother, we're all born in November.
Ooh.
A nephew, a great nephew, my grandfather, a couple other cousins were born in November because my family sharecropper. So that's the time when you start having babies when you're done with sharecropping, and then you see them at home, so you pop up. Except for my oldest brother, my big brother, I call my brother James, my sister Betty. He was born in June. She was born in May. So that was the time she was first born.
Yeah.
He was
Let's
the
see.
only. So.
My younger brother is born in November. I think it's just my aunt's born in November. Who else? There's we have a big family, so there's a lot of us, but it's all spaced out. Like he's later in November. But my mom's also a Scorpio, but she's born in October.
Yeah, I got a nephew. He's born the tail end of October, so he's a Scorpio. So that's another one. But he's not a November Scorpio. That's different. Shout out to the man. Black Panther, Miss Brickman. You are the greatest figure competitor. Women's physique is the greatest in New York City. I appreciate that, brother. Also, he says, "I love strong Black women with muscle. Black female muscles are beautiful." Yeah, I think all women are beautiful, but the thing is, society is going to have an issue when it comes down to.
Oh yes.
When I post something,
yeah,
I will have guys like that who say they love it, they're happy about it. Then they have the other guys saying, "Is that a man? Is that?"
I've got yes, I hear it all the time. I mean, when I'm getting ready for a show, a lot of times one of the reasons I wear baggy clothes is because even though I like being on stage, I don't like people staring at me. It's just always been why are you staring at me? So I mean, there was a couple years where being at work or before I was a cop, and it's just people are just looking at you. I mean, I've had little kids ask me questions, and I'm like, "No, I'm a girl," and they're like, "But you have muscles." I go, "Girls can have muscles," and they're like, "Girls can have muscles." I'm like, "Absolutely, girls can have muscles." Like girls can have muscles, they can be anything they want to be, and you got some parents who are just like, I mean, I always try to smile and ignore like the haters, but there are times where it's kind of hard when you're in the gym and someone's pointing at you or snickering, and you're just kind of like, you're here in the gym, I'm here in the gym. We're obviously gonna have different results because you're more focused on what I look like than your own workout. Like, yeah, it can be a little annoying when people are just, they'll say things like, "Oh, you're a man," I'm like, or like, "You look manly." And anytime a guy's ever said, "Well, you look manly," I go, "Well, you are a man, and I have more muscle than you. So does that make you not a man?" I mean, if you're saying that it's manly and I've got more muscles than you do, does that make you not a man?
Well, that made me a woman because I got titties. I mean,
yeah, see, right? Like, what? It's insane the way that some people think, but I mean, I just dust it off. I'm like, it's water off a duck's back. I'm not gonna pay you no mind.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I don't waste a lot of energy on people like that. I used to just, most of them just block them or I delete their comments because, this is what something it's from Jay-Z saying, like, a wise man told me never argue with fools because from a distance, no one can tell who is who. So I learned not to argue with fools because you know what? This is a lovely lady right here. Like I said, she was a tomboy. I grew with tomboys, and usually tomboys become the prettiest girls because they like to run around, kick shit. They still like to fight with those boys. I remember a few times we had to fight with the girls, and then you got to remember we're going to our pubescent ages, and y'all women are developing, and when we fight,
and you can't, you can't,
We cop in the field. We're perfect boys. So anyway, shout out to a man, Black Panther. He's inspirational, but I appreciate you coming through. He says this. He says, shout out to him, he says, ignore the disrespectful insults from the ignorant people regarding your fitness journey. Always be yourself and love yourself. Miss Brittany, you are the greatest. Well, she said, she's a married woman. We from the South. We don't call her Miss. We know we're married. We call her Mrs.
And it's actually legally now, it's Mrs. Williams.
Oh, Mrs. Williams, I apologize, ma'am.
Well, I literally like just changed it this morning, like legally. But like at work, I'm still Berkman just because all of my stuff before I was married, I was a cop. So I'm like, once I make detective, I will change it. Because then it's like, you got to issue me new stuff anyways. I get a different badge. Instead of it being silver, it's a gold. So yeah, we'll change that.
Shout out to our man. He says, great Instagram photos by Miss Brickman. Mrs. Williams, boy. Mrs.
Williams. It's gonna take some getting used to.
Yeah, my name's always going to say. Shout out to my man Brown Ball. He says, huge respect to Mrs. Brickman and her husband and her for being in the same field. There are couples that train together, stay together.
Yes,
brother. And also one more from my man. He's just a fan.
Yeah.
He says,
it
popped up me thing. I says, yeah, Mrs. Brickman, you have a beautiful shirt, beautiful smile. Mrs. Brickman, black is beautiful. I gotta keep correcting you each time.
Mrs. Williams. It's I love that we train together and work together. Like he is my trainer. Like he pushes me, I push him. We bring out the best in each other, and we're super supportive. Like I could not do this sport without him at all. And I think he would say the same thing because there's times where like I'm exhausted. I'm like, oh, I gotta get up and get my meal. He goes, no, tell me what you need. I'll get it ready for you. Just don't move. I bring you your meal. Just sit there. I'm like, okay. Or like if I fall asleep and my alarm goes off for me to have another meal and I'm like snoozing, he was like, no, you gotta get up. You gotta eat. Hey, you gotta go do your cardio. Hey, don't forget to schedule this and that. I'm just like, yeah, I know. And we're like the same. And then I'm like so excited that his show is coming up. So like how he was with me at Toronto, I get to do that for him. But we're home, so it's a little easier. We don't have to travel as much.
Yeah. Oh, I heard a story about Toronto. It was sometimes a good experience, but then, whoa.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes, the scheduling. I mean,
there was a scheduling snafu. Yes, it was a little.
Snafu.
I have to be polite, but yes, it was a little. It was a little frustrating. 3.5 hours past what we thought we would be starting. And it was just there was miscommunication, I guess is the best way to put it.
I'm like this. This is, I understand that things like that happen, but as a show organizer and also promoter, you should also be. I know there's a lot of competitors because that show is a top tier, first tier show. As you know, the new point system is out, which for divisions like wellness, bikini, men's classic and men's physique, you have to, do 2 or more shows to get Olympic qualification. But with that show, it's a straight shot to the O. So I think that was also, it's a master show. What should do with shows like I went to Tampa. Tim Gardner does this. They do the Masters show within the same time as they do the Master shows first, because they could have did it. Took the Master shows and did it with the amateurs. But then you got to think about the next day they have to go back and do the Open.
I mean, if it was up to me, I think it should have been maybe separate the guys and the girls. So if they had say the amateur show on a Friday, and then all the women were on Saturday, and then all the guys were on Sunday, it would have allotted a lot more time for everyone. Some people think like, oh, well, who wants to do a show on a Friday? I go, I mean, Gary Udit does North Americans. It's a full week. The certain divisions, like I think it's like classic and men's physique is on a Wednesday. Thursday is figure and I think figure and women's physique is on a different day. And then you have, the other classes, like they're spread out. So it's not all everything one time. Because again, I think because whoever went amateur at the show before the pro was allowed to compete at the pro show, which for the men, that added a lot more guys to the stage, which meant they needed more time, which cut into finals not starting at 3, not starting until 6. And then you're just waiting. And then there was like changing of like the order of like who was going on stage and when. It was confusing.
Because I stayed almost because my content is mostly when I started this content was because I'm a big fan of women's bodybuilding.
Yeah,
I had to wait till nearly till 11 o'clock when this women's bodybuilding finals was done, and then women's physique. After that was 2:12. I didn't give a damn time to sleep. And y'all ladies were out before figure. I think physique was out maybe around about 6 or 7. Actually, we had a little storm come through, knocked out my my Wi-Fi.
So it was they did fitness, and then they switched it, and they had figure. And then I think after figure, it was women's physique, bodybuilding, wellness. Like yeah.
Yeah, it went up to,
It went really late.
Yeah, it was crazy. I know some ladies, they were really, but you know what? This is the thing about bodybuilding. Shout out to my man here. He says this. Shout out to my man says, Mrs. Williams, ignore the haters. Be yourself. Love yourself. God loves you. Also, shout out to my man says, marriage is a beautiful thing from God, man, and high heels unite in love. Okay. Also, shout out to my man Brown Baldy. He says, I really hate those dudes who always say women with muscle look like men. If dudes are that insecure, they need to hit the gym so they can look like a man. That's true. Also,
true.
Man, Brown Baldy, the hate towards the gym community just goes to show you the lack of character some people have. And that's true. Like,
yeah.
You're like, who's your coach right now? Who you working with?
So I have my husband's my trainer, Mark Williams of Mark Williams Fitness. You can find him on Instagram, Facebook. I tag him pretty much everything. And then I have Ty, I can never pronounce his last name, Guroch. I tag him in all of my stuff. We actually met in 2019 at North Americans, the first time I did it. And he was coaching another female, and we were just talking. And then I reached out to him when I was going to go back and compete. And we've just been linked in ever since. And between like it's weird because I have him but he's in Florida. My husband's here. But like the reason I was like, why doesn't your husband coach you? Because he's like, I will never tell that woman what she can and cannot eat. He says, absolutely not. That is why she has her coach. He's like, this is your meal plan. He can help enforce the meal plan by being like, hey, here's your meal plan. Like, show me what your meal plan is. I can help get your food. But he's like, I'm not gonna be the one to be like, don't eat that, don't do that. I'll be like, he's like, happy wife, happy life. I say happy spouse, happy house. So it just works out that way. But I let him be my trainer because that he can push me probably harder than anyone else. Because a lot of people just go, no, I'm not doing that. And he'll look at me and go, you're doing it. I'm like, but I don't want to. He goes, yeah, you're still doing it.
That's the thing is with he'll say, woman, you do what I say. And then next thing you know, he say that in front of everybody else. He's at home. Yes, dear. I love you. Like I said, I was married. I had relations, not relationships, but one person that was always the most person in my life was my mother. And and I started doing this content because I was taking care of her for a long time. She was sick.
Yeah.
Then the next week, this week is going to be 6 years since she passed.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, she had gotten COVID, and then she was already getting before. And then that's just the mouse in the nail in the coffin to use the term.
Yeah.
And when I get to talk to you ladies and hear your stories, what inspires you, like I've talked to ladies who have been married and their husbands support what they're doing. They stand by them, even starting to compete themselves. Then you have the flip side with some men, the idea of what women should be. You should be soft, feminine. Should be the best way to say is, women, your purpose in life is to breed our children, to take care of homes, cook our food. Men are like this. We are breed to battle, build, and to die. But you know what? I think, I've had ladies told me that relationships change because they're doing something that's very extreme in the mindset of an everyday person.
Yeah. I think with us, it works so well just because we both understand what the other is going through. We've competed at the same time and done shows together, which I love that. It's so much like, because we're in it. But sometimes it's better like if my show happened before his, so like I'm done, but I'll be starting back up soon because I want to do another show later this year. And I'm just like, he's my number one cheerleader, so then I'm his number one cheerleader. So we know each other's going through, and we know how to, like, when I'm like feeling down, he knows how to, like, hey, what's going on, and it's vice versa, so we can keep each other motivated. Because I agree, like, when you don't have a supportive partner, that can make or break a prep. Realistically, it really can. I've seen it. I've seen girls and guys who enter prep and their significant other is not supportive. They're like, why are you at the gym, or why are you doing this? And it's like, because they have a goal. They have a dream. You should be supportive of that because they're your partner. Mm-hmm. That's for me. Like I always say, I would not be as far and as successful in this sport without my husband. 100%.
That's good. You most definitely, because this sport can be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and also financially draining. As you mentioned earlier, you make your own suits. That saves you the money there. Because for guys, I was watching this video. I shared somebody where this guy talking about how much it costs for him to prepare for a show. He said he spends like nearly about $10,000. For guys, show day is not as expensive because all you gotta do is put on a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts, and you put on some tan.
Mm-hmm.
Show day is probably way bigger expense because not only you have to do your tan, you have to do your suit right there. That's maybe a car note or your rent or a mortgage. You don't have to worry about that.
Hair, makeup. Jewelry,
nails, both.
Yes, and I'm blessed. One of my best friends is a hairdresser. #Candace does my hair. She's literally been doing my hair since 2014. Anytime she knows I'm doing a show, she's like, okay. She's like, let's plan this in advance. What do you want done with your hair? I'll make sure she'll take. She's like, I will block off half a day so that we can do whatever it is that you want for your hair. And 9 times out of 10, I actually prefer to wear braids on stage. I did something different this year. It's like braids here and then long on this. But I changed it up for this show because it had been so long. But the next show that I'm doing, we are going back to braids. We are going back to braids, either braids or faux locks because they're easier to deal with.
I mean, I have to worry about that. I just shave as clean.
Yeah.
You don't have the long.
I considered that. I did consider it. I was like, I could just shave my head. And I'm like, but I live in Buffalo and it gets cold in the winter, so that just wouldn't work. That would just be too cold.
I know when it gets winter around here, I don't get a haircut till about maybe April because I go like I want to have something to protect my face and my it doesn't get like y'all do, but we do all.
I am bundled in like at work because like we have like our long sleeves. I'm like bundled. I have a compression long sleeve turtleneck. I wear my short sleeve shirt plus a jacket plus like a neck gaiter. Like an ear, like a huge thick ear muff. Like, I'm wearing, every day at work, I'm wearing at least 25 to 30 pounds of gear. So it's a lot, and it's in the summertime, it's just like, oh, it's too hot for all this. But then I'm like, we only get about 3 to 4 months of winter or summer anyways. So it's not that bad.
Well, it takes a while for our winter to start because by the time we hit December, it's still a bit little. I think it might be at the lowest, maybe 50, 60 degrees.
I wish December we're hitting this last December, man. I think there was one day it was like 13 degrees, and then sometime in January it was like negative 15 or something. Yeah, that was a rough week.
You see me looking like that little kid from the movie with the Christmas Story, Ralphie's little brother. That'd be me.
Listen, we have a known thing when it is like when the weather's really, really cold and then like the snow's coming in and we call them whiteouts when you literally cannot see across the street. We have the rule. You go park your car in a parking lot. You wait for a call to come out, and that's when you go. You are not driving around town because then you can get in an accident. And it's like, nope, safe. I have my spot. They know I'm parked at this one parking spot because there's an awning, and I sit underneath there and I just wait. Because the snow can get bad. Like you literally can't see, like you can barely see your hand in front of your face. It's that bad.
Okay, because y'all are closer to the Arctic than yeah.
And also we have lake effect, which lake effect snow is no joke. It's different. Like if you ever look up Snowvember in Buffalo, there's this iconic photo that shows one side is downtown Buffalo and the other is the other side going towards like the suburban towns. And it literally looks like a blanket of white snow. And that's where I was working at, just under this blanket of snow. You could downtown, you go like maybe 5 miles up the road to like Amherst, nothing. They barely got snow. All the snow was congested to one like area, and it was it was a lot of snow. Like I think it was definitely over like 15 feet of snow. It was a lot. Cars were buried. Yeah.
I mean, like here in the South, like, so you quote my other guy said, like, up there y'all north, when it snows, half an inch, you don't blink an eye. It's if you're a foot, you don't blink an eye. But down in the South, once it's half an inch, everybody go crazy because we're not used to it. Because we had this year, it didn't last long, maybe a day and a half at the most. But yeah, I got used to it. Shout out to Black Panther. He says this. He says, New York City law enforcement communities are the greatest. Thank you. Also,
they are. The NYPD is pretty cool.
Yeah. And I always support my potential goals for my potential athletic wife in everything. Having a support system is vital for growth in bodybuilding, CrossFit, and Chinese martial arts. And
any of the martial arts. Oh, yeah.
He also says this, beautiful smile, Mrs. Williams.
Mrs. Williams.
Keep correct me, boy. So anyway, now this is something I ask you ladies, especially as I'm a fat man, I have my cravings, especially that after that long, you sit and you say, "Where was your stage?" And then you get the chance to finally eat.
Yes, the best part, the post show meals. So typically, my post show is I have something sweet like right after. First thing I do, I drink Pedialyte, not water, Pedialyte. First thing I drink is Pedialyte. After Pedialyte, like this year, my chiropractor, who's also one of my good friends, she made me banana bread. I love banana bread. But I don't like it with nuts. It has to be with either raisins or chocolate chips. That's just how my grandmother always made it for me. So that's how I like it. So good. I love it. So I literally backstage, there's a video of me eating it. Like that's what I had. Like the first thing I ate was a little big, like half a loaf of banana bread. And then because it was so late, normally my husband and I, we go to Denny's. It's like the perfect thing because I can get pancakes and a burger. So that's like my go-to post-show, pancakes and a burger. But because we couldn't do that because it was so late and it was a Sunday, I went to Popeyes and got a chicken sandwich. No mayo, no pickle, but I put barbecue sauce and hot sauce on it. And I was like, wait a minute. Like I've had Popeyes in the States. I've had it obviously different places in different states. But something about Toronto's, that was a delicious chicken sandwich. And I have like this, I love ramen. And I love bulldog noodles. Like I love them so much. And my favorite is the creamy carbonara. Oh, it's like the pink bag. So good. I had like a little small instant that I brought and I ate that. And I was like, I was in heaven. I was like, this is the best day. Like I got to have food. And then went back to eating, regular, like clean. Cause I eat clean all the time. Anyways, I eat grilled chicken, ground turkey, tuna. Those are the 3 meats that I eat. But my job actually has this event every summer called a clam bake. And it was that Friday, like just a couple days ago. So I was like, my show's on a Sunday. I get back home Monday. That Friday is the clam bake. And there's so much food at this clam bake. There are fresh clams, raw and steamed. There's pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers, sausage. They had pulled pork, this amazing grilled chicken, this like really, really good corn. And like there's also like a beer tent, but like I don't really drink beer like really. I'm more of like a wine Moscato kind of girl when I do have drinks, but I don't drink that often. And I ate so much food. They were just like my job. They're just so used to me having tuna and grilled chicken. So they were just like, you can eat this. I go, I can today. And they were just like, oh, you really can like eat. Like, yeah, because the last like from like January up until the show, at least once a week, one of the local pizzerias would bring pizza to the station. We had police week where multiple restaurants were bringing food every day. Pasta bar, taco bar. And I'm just like, I can't eat any of this. Like pizza, garlic knots, big ziti. There was a tray of cannolis. And I'm just like, I love cannolis so much. And everyone's just eating like, Brittany, you can't have this. I go, no. You sure you can't have? No, I cannot just have a bite. Don't talk to me. You go stand over there. To the point where everyone's like, after your show, when you can eat, we're going to get you all the little snacks. I'm like, that's fine. Make me a little gift basket. Yep. I want a gift basket of all the food that I couldn't have while you guys, there was so much food. And it was like, it got to the point where like one day, it was like a week where it was like garlic knots, lasagna, big ziti, pizza, tacos, and enchiladas. And I was just like, Brittany, what are you eating? I'm like, I'm eating tuna. Having my tuna. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, especially if you're on a prep and you're trying to, because you want to maintain and develop, but you don't want to eat the wrong thing. But then you smell all that good stuff. You be acting like Christopher Rock in New Jack City, like you calling me, man, be calling my name.
That is legitimately what it's like, and
be calling my name because food is again is part of the process. It's the right. I mean, you want maybe a little high protein, low on carbohydrates. You got to push out the sugar. I know it's tough to try to, because as humans, we like variety when we taste something. We like something with a nice, Saturday I went out with my family, with me, one of my sisters, my three of my nephews, and my oldest niece. And we went to this place, and we had breakfast. We had like a kind of pre-Father's Day breakfast because my nephew they got a couple of kids, and I'm bearing. So and it was, I don't eat as much, like at one point I was almost 500 pounds. I was taking my mom, and I dropped down to right now I'm at 416. That's pretty good. It takes, because I know I have a setback. I'm not gonna be perfect when doing this, but I had myself some nice sausage patties. I would eat eggs, so I had double hash browns, a little toast, wheat toast, and I had some pancakes, and I ate like a big dog. Got home, I fell asleep.
Oh yeah, yeah. That post show like that, when you had to have a lot of good food, it took me a bit, but I was out. Like there was without an alarm, I was not waking up. I was just like, you're comatose. It's the itis.
Yeah, it's the itis. Yeah, we have a comment from a man. Shout out to man Brown Baldy. I appreciate you, brother, for coming through here. He says this. He says, people who post negative comments about women's bodybuilding and fitness are educationally ignorant. That's true. Mrs. Williams, block the negativity and the haters. Surround yourself with positive people. Appreciate that. Also, it says, great bicep, Mrs. Williams. Black is beautiful, beautiful smile. You. And also, keep correcting something. Maintaining strict diet is essential for bodybuilding.
Very essential. Very.
Success. As I said earlier, the work is done 60% in the kitchen, 40% in the gym. Like, what's your regimen like your week? What's that? We go to the gym, and you get in there. What's that thing you say? You know what? It's a good day. I love doing this, especially when your coach gives you your regimen, and that one says, "Shit, I gotta do this shit today."
Man, anytime like when I get like a new leg workout, I just look at it and I'm just like, because between my coach, between Tyler and Mark together, they've created some of the craziest workouts that I've ever done. Like leg day, putting a 45 plate on each side, going to the leg press, and doing 100 reps. That's the warm up. The very first time I did it, I was like, I got up and I was like, I think I'm gonna fall. Like I literally think I was like, my legs are going to give out. And I remember Mark had me to do this crazy leg workout. And I get to my old job. And in my old job, you had to go upstairs into the main floor, which is where the office was. And normally when the residents would need to come inside that side of the it was like an apartment complex, they would ring the doorbell and then you would just buzz them up. This particular day, the doorbell's broken, so we can't ding them up. So you have to go downstairs and open the door. I was like, hold on, the doorbell's broken? Like we have to go up and down the stairs? I go, no. I was like, I'm doing meds today. I'm sitting in the med office. They can come to me. I was like, once I sit down, there's no getting up back and forth. I can't do this. I was like, what? And it was like 2 flights of stairs. Oh, no. That was not happening. Just walking up to the office, I was like your legs are burning. I mean, even with this job, like we do a crazy leg workout and then you get to work and it's like, all right, it's a good day. And it's like, hey, you got to go chase that guy and get him under arrest. And I'm like, you made me run and chase you. And I just did legs. Not fun. Not fun at all.
That's what kind of instance of police brutality slips in. Hey, you, hey.
Well, for me, it's just because I look so, as they say, imposing. I 9 times out of 10, like I've only ever had to chase like 2 guys, and it was guys both times, and the same thing happened. They're running, they turn and they see me, and they stop. They're just like, "Whoa," and I'm like, down on the ground. Do not make me run. Do not make me run. I don't run. Running is terrible for you. It is terrible.
So that means you don't like cardio.
I don't hate cardio, but I'm very strategic. The stairs, the elliptical, the treadmill, on an incline. But like you'll never catch me like outside running. Like that's just not a thing I do. No. Why are we running? We have vehicles. Why are we running?
A while back, I went to visit my niece for Thanksgiving. Me and my sister Jean, and I got to meet up with a lady who I met back in Tampa. We did an interview a while back. Christine Ware. She does women's bodybuilding, and she had to come and hang out with her at the gym. It was leg day for her. I got to tell you, I got 2 bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And you know, I did pretty good. The thing is about my niece, I was staying in her house and she has upstairs. I was staying upstairs, and I felt like the episode of Chappelle's Show when Charlie Murphy and Eddie beat up Rick James' legs. And what about legs, Eddie Murphy? Y'all see this money.
Literally, yeah. There are stairs in our duplex, and anytime there's a good leg day, I go, okay, I need to get everything ready because once I go up these stairs, I am not coming back down. Like if I forget something, I go, I didn't need it. Or where's your phone? Downstairs. I don't need it. It's downstairs. Like, oh, someone calls you. It's not that important. It can't be. It's downstairs.
Well, you got a husband. He can come pick it up, take it up.
A lot of times he's not here. If he's not here, I'm like, I'll wait, and then when he comes, I'm like, "Hey, can you bring my phone upstairs?" He's like, "How long have you been waiting?" A little bit.
I mean, my mom had to raise us 6 kids, and you know what? We could be in another room, and she'll call one of us instead of like, "Hey, you could have called that one." Nah, she wanted me to do it, or my brother to do it, or one of my sisters say, "I told you to do it." I asked him if I wanted to get there. I tell him to get it. Yeah, I said sometimes. Shout out to my man here. He says this. He says, "Mrs. Williams. Besides law enforcement, do you participate in other business ventures?"
Oh, I do have an affiliate with a Peppers, because you got to be careful what words you use on socials now. Iron Valor Labs. I get some of my recovery things from there. Other than that, I just work at law enforcement and I prep. That's pretty much all that I do.
Yeah, and also I think one thing, especially if we go back to the fact that bodybuilding is expensive. So much of sport is a hobby when you look at it, because you have to go all the way to Toronto to go to a show. You have to make sure you have paid for your place to stay, you get your food, you get your coaches, and bonus if you make your own suits, that saves a little money there. I would say this sponsorship does help.
Yes,
cover the cost. So if I can do this, because I'm broke as a joke. It's the end of the month for me. I'm about broke as a joke. If I can do this, I'd love to sponsor somebody. I would say, cover your expenses to get you the show, or so the master players have to pay to play. I mean, it'd be great to have that because bodybuilding, you have a job with law enforcement. When you retire, you get a nice little pension. You can do pretty well. But with this sport, it's not like a professional sport where you play for so many years and you make a living off of it. Other people like Andrea or a couple other bodybuilders who can make a living off of it. But again, what drives you to want to do the sport, knowing that you put more into it to get out of it?
I think this comes down to it's a challenge. Like every prep is a challenge. I love a challenge. So I get like gratification myself of like I'm doing something that 95% of the world will never be able to do or understand. But it's also a way to push myself to see like, how far like can you be motivated when you are dog tired, you have nothing left. And it's nice to know that like I inspire other people. Like when people come up to me in the gym, I never ever like will just go, get away from me. I have to go do my workout. I'm like, no, I'm gonna listen and talk to this person because if they say to me, hey, like I'm seeing you in the gym, it's so inspiring and it helped me get back. I'm like, that's amazing. Like, I love that. I like that. Like, little girls look up to me, little boys look up to me. I love that. It makes me feel like that's my why. It's not just because like, not everyone that becomes a bodybuilder is going to become, a Ronnie Coleman or an Andrea Shaw who's going to make a bunch of money. That's just not realistic. Some do that. They make amazing amounts of money and they're lucky and they're blessed, but that's not everyone. That's a small percentage of an already small population.
Mm-hmm. Like in the sport, who you really respect, admire their work ethic, their physique overall, or just their professionalism as an athlete? Who you really pay attention to that really get your attention?
Get my attention. Andrea Shaw, I think, is just amazing. Sid Gillen, like, is top tier. Like, she just wow. Like, I mean, 8-time, like that's crazy. And she just retired and she puts on amazing shows with the NPC, which I think are great. Let's see, who else? My husband, of course, like watching him, I mean, he's older and he's still going out there to pursue his dream. And I think that's amazing. Everyone, all the figure girls. I love the figure division. I love all the ladies that I get to meet and like interact with, because I think that in this sport, it's so nice that in like the realm of figure, we're all so supportive of one another. Like, no matter, like when I met Dominique, who just won the Masters for figure in 2021, I was backstage and I'm always like smiling and bubbling. I talk with everyone. I always bring extra like food and rice cakes and jelly and peanut butter. Like, hey, if you guys need something, I've got it. Feel free to use it. And I had my cover up on. I went to go take it off because women's physique went before figure. And she just screams across the room, okay, shoulders. And I turned and we just bonded. And we've been friends ever since. And it's just the best because you just build like this sisterhood and it's like this small community and where we're all competing against each other, but we all want each other to win. And I think that's just so dope because sometimes the men aren't like that. Men can be a little more cattier than the women.
I don't know. I had some sort. I think with men we can get along. Yeah, well, I've seen it. Yeah, I can honestly. But sometimes I've seen women who have issues. Like one thing is one of the big controversies is the tension is Sarah Vilgas, as she's accusing Natalia Cuello of using certain materials.
Yeah, that's a messy. My thing is whatever you do is your business. I don't have an opinion on it because again, it is none of my business what someone else does with their body.
Yeah, and the divisions have changed over time. If you look at it, how when bodybuilding was the only division, then here comes fitness, you can spin off of it. Here comes bikini and physique. When you have wellness is very popular.
Very popular now.
There's another division that's starting to get a lot of attention. I call it the Bachelor division. It's a spin off of bikini. It's called, Fit Model.
The Fit Model division. Well, it's a new division. I think like it almost seems like divisions get created because people are growing out of divisions, but I don't think they're growing out of the division. I think not paying attention to criteria. If there's a criteria of what we're supposed to be, what it's supposed to be, that should be what it is. So there's always controversy of like, well, this person just won this division, but she goes to a different show and she doesn't even place first. Maybe it's because the judges were like, this is the criteria. If you are not in this box of what the criteria is supposed to be, if you're doing, say, figure, and they say they don't want you to have striated glutes, and you got severely striated glutes, you've now worked yourself out of that division. And it shouldn't be rewarded. It should be, it sounds to say penalized, but if you're outside of the criteria of the division, you're outside the criteria of the division. It's just that simple. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
That's a good point because the lady who won women's physique, Marika Jones, she's been a guest on my channel.
Love her. She's so nice.
She she deserved that win. Sarah, yes, I think she was too high in 5th place. The lady got second to her. Gabriella actually was doing figure a couple weeks before. She did the Ultima. She was bottom to last. She just did the Imperial where she got 6th place. She just need to work on her condition a little better, maybe bring more size of the quads. also work on the posing. I think she would do good because I've seen her before, and I think she actually followed me on my IG. And she's really more wide upper body. I just saw this one girl. I was seeing a picture of her. She did figure also. She's a chocolate sister from France, and if you look at her, you can see that she's not really figure. She's more at the. If just like I said, bringing her condition a little better and maybe a little more size in certain areas, maybe she could do women's physique. And I think it's one thing that someone was because with women's bodybuilding, there's so few shows. They're not y'all are neither is figure physique or women's bodybuilding at the Arnold Classic anymore. He kicked them out. I was a big fan of all of the movements and all of the two balls and all that. But then his politics would come down to women with muscle. It's
that was a little disheartening. I definitely think that especially the big major shows like the Arnold is a big major show. Every division should be at the Arnold. Just like at the Olympia, there's every division. New York Pro, every division. Pittsburgh Pro, every division. I think that should it'd be nice if there were more shows.
Pittsburgh. I don't count Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh doesn't have women's bodybuilding.
Did it not?
No, they don't. They don't carry. So this is what my thing is. When I watch a show, I watch a show that one man I got to meet one with Tampa, Tim Gardner. He carries women's bodybuilding, even though they're always going kicked out. This year he doesn't have a Chicago Pro. Pittsburgh never had it, so I don't watch that show. I do.
Oh, I didn't. I always thought Pittsburgh had women's bodybuilding as well.
It's Jim Mannion's Pittsburgh, and he does not care much about the women's bodybuilding division. So I would support shows that support like the Atlanta Pro, the Rising Phoenix Arizona Pro.
Rising Phoenix is a show that I eventually would love to do because again, it's all women. Like it's some people like, oh well, they don't have any of the men categories. Yeah, there's a lot of shows. Like I look at the list every year and I'm like, okay, if I'm doing figure, where are the shows? Where are they at? And it's a lot smaller list for women's physique, women's bodybuilding, and figure versus bikini and wellness. They have in Florida alone, there's a show almost every single weekend for those two categories. And it'd be nice if that was with all of the categories.
Yeah, but not just it's about the numbers, they say it. But it costs to travel to shows, get there, and with show like Arizona, shout out to Jake Wood. I'm a big fan of Jake Wood. Yo, Jake! I want that money. I want that gun. I got time to talk about it. I actually saw when he was in Savannah in 2022. If I ever get to meet him face to face, I'm going to do that Denzel from Training Day where I said, "Yo, Jake!"
Oh, it's gonna be so funny.
Okay. Shout out to a man, Brown Baldy. Yeah, he's a fan. He says this. He says, "Beautiful smile, Mrs. Williams. You are the greatest." Also, shout out to here. We got a new gentleman here, and that is Michael McTiernan. I think his name is. Says, "Yeah, stunning woman, pretty and strong."
Thank you.
Black Panther says, Mrs. Williams, you are a great inspiration for all women worldwide. You are the greatest woman of power, insight, and wisdom. NBC New York is the greatest. Shout out to me. Shout out to my brother, KL the Wonder coming through. Says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. And also one more from a man, Black Panther says, sisterhood in women's bodybuilding and figure fitness and women's physique are the foundation for growth.
Absolutely.
Because you know what? Y'all ladies, like I said, when I started this, I would focus a lot on women's bodybuilding. But then I wasn't too fan of women's physique, but I really didn't focus on that. And even started focusing more on figure. One of my favorite movies is Batman Begins. And
okay.
when Liam Neeson, Henry Cotton, aka Roger Goose, trained Bruce Wayne, says, "Mind surrounds all times. They'll give shows room for a killing blow." And that's what about me doing this content. I have to be aware, like what's going on, shows like that. We talk about stuff that's going on between the cost of being a woman in sport, between the mental aspects of the sport, dealing with sometimes with family, like you talk about your mom, and what's that experience like for her little girl?
It's so cute because so my uncle was very inspiring for me because he's one that mentioned Linda Burns to me. He's like, you kind of remind me of her, and I was looking up who she was, and he was at my very first show. He passed in 2020, but when I say he was he's I always when I go on stage, I'm always my uncle's with me, and I always it relaxes me because he used to say PMA, positive mental attitude, and I say that before every time I step on the stage, I say to myself, positive mental attitude, no matter what. And he was just oh, you're all grown up. And my mom now, because she, she's my mom, she's raised me. She knew Brittany always had muscles. And then whenever I post things, she's like, wow, you really got a lot of muscle. And then like, because we don't live, obviously my mom, she lives back at home in upstate. I'm in Western New York. So like every now and again, if I post a photo, she just goes, when did this happen? When did she, like, I'll post like my show stuff. She's like, oh my God, I didn't know you looked like that. She's like, look at you all grown up with your muscles. And I'm like, thanks, Ma. Like, she's super supportive and she just thinks it's so cool. Like she loves when she can just brag about it to like her coworkers and stuff. She's like, oh, did you see my daughter? I'm gonna show you my daughter. And I'm like, thanks, Mom. Like, you're so embarrassed. Like,
That's the thing is, as a parent, like I've never been a parent. Like I said, I did, been in my life, my nieces and nephews, and when they needed me, I'm uncle. Like especially when you need money, but you want the children to succeed in something they want, even though we may not like it. I've had discussions with ladies sometimes where their parents are kind of like on the fence or they don't like it, but then eventually say, you know what, this is you, and we know that's you. You just things changes your body, not your mind. You found something that you're found a purpose for, a dedication to. That thing is the bodybuilding. You have to be dedicated because, some days motivation is one thing. It can change with the wind. But you get in the morning, and, especially you got to stick to a diet. You got to stick to a regimen. You got to stick to training. Maybe much rather a little hiccup, but you can get through those hiccups, but still try to bring the best of what you want to bring to the sport.
Agree, because there are days like it's nice. It's nice to have like a village. I would say it takes a village because there are days where you're just like, there are days I'm just like, and my friends know, like they'll check in on me. Like when my uncle was really sick before he passed, I was in the middle of a prep. Like I was in the middle of my 2020 prep, and when it happened, I was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, okay, if I don't do this show and I stop my prep, he's going to be disappointed, even though he's no longer with it. Like I can't let him down. Like he would be so sad. So my friends would just check in. I'm like, hey, are you good? Like I have friends who are like, hey, you got to go do your fasted cardio. I'm like, yeah, like I'll meet you at the gym and I'll do cardio with you while you do your fasted. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, because it's especially with me working nights. I would literally get out of work at 7 a.m., go home, take a nap for like 30 minutes, and then go to the gym. Because I'm like, if I go home and sleep right away, trying to go to the gym out here at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, no. No. You just, it's a madhouse. It's overcrowded. I have 3 separate gym memberships just so I have different places to go when it gets super crowded. Otherwise, it's just, and then my job has a gym at my station, which I'm so happy for because I can go to that 24/7.
Yeah, that's good. I know a lot of we like to, like especially this is for, I don't know, for you, school's already out. You got kids all over the place. Some people talk about the broccoli-headed kids at the gym.
Yeah, those kids at the gym, there's something. There's something. That's for sure.
Done, bro? Are you done? No, this is a man, boy. Don't call a woman, bro. It's a
even
man.
Or there's like 8 of them on one bench and they haven't moved or done anything, and I'm just like, ooh, I'm always nice. I'm like, excuse me, are you using that? And like, if I go to say something and they just completely ignore me, cool, I'm gonna grab the weight, I'm gonna do my set, and you can have it when I'm done, because I just try to ask nicely. I never try to bully or bogart my way around, but like, you guys are just sitting there on your cell phones, or you're trying to record content, which record your content, but be respectful that there are other people around who may not want to be in your content.
Yeah, that's the good. Then you back in the day we used to get horse whooped because like I'm from the South. You know how we don't play down here, especially youngins. Shout out to my man here,
youngins.
I would like to offer my condolences to your uncle.
Thank you,
Dave Straw.
You know what it is? I started laughing too hard because I call
it. Your husband?
Huh? Yeah, that was him.
You want to come in for a second?
Yes.
Hey, do you want to come in for a second?
Come on,
He's gonna be in a second. I think he's you'll get to meet my other half.
Yeah, I
think he's on the phone with like his daughter or something right now.
So you are in New York. You want a show as a spectator like the New York Pro.
I was not able to go to I had work training and I couldn't make it. I originally wanted to do the Pittsburgh Pro or the New York Pro, but because of my work schedule with trainings and everything, because I got a new position, I couldn't do that one. But I do plan to go somewhere. Come on in. This is my husband, Mark.
Mr. Williams, sir.
Mr. Williams.
A privilege to talk to your woman.
You hear that?
Mr. Williams, sir, I want to thank you. Give me the privilege to talk to your woman. So I just want to say thank you, sir. Congratulations on the upcoming show, sir.
Thank you. She's enjoying it. I can hear her laughing all the way upstairs. So.
Well, this thing is, it's good that you support your wife and what she's doing, because most people wouldn't be as supportive, because this is, from firsthand, it's a string sport. It's a lot, especially for a man, it's a lot, but for a woman, it's a lot more.
It's funny you should say that because I was just talking one of my clients off the ledge right now upstairs that she wants to do another show and her family are kind of like throwing their opinions at her. And I told them like, look, it gets to the point either you're going to get tired of explaining it because it's not their journey, it's yours. They're not going to understand it. So you're going to get tired of explaining it. I told her, just do like she did. When she did the first national show, she didn't tell anybody. People found out when we were headed to the venue. You know what I mean? Bodybuilding is a selfish sport, but if you don't have the right person with you, it becomes very solitude, very almost, there's no gratification in it. Like, who do you celebrate with? You know, so if she's competing, I'm right there, you know, suffering with her. Except I won't do the tuna fish or the meat smoothie.
I did tell him about the meat smoothie.
I won't do that. Yeah. Even Jay Cutler, former Mr. Olympia, gave her a look like she was out of her mind.
He did.
So
I didn't think it was that weird.
But you guys finish up. Thank you for giving her the opportunity.
No, sir. Thank
it.
you all for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate it. Best of luck to your show. You know,
Thank you.
When you talk to your woman. You know?
Thank you.
Keeping stuff in the sink or in the kitchen. I mean,
Yeah.
fridge. That's the word, fridge. Yes.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
He's amazing. He's the best friend.
But if Claire ever wants to be interviewed, because I'm happy to have anybody who wants to share the story.
Oh my God, I will absolutely tell her yes. If it's who I think it is, she's a sweetheart, and she had a rough go. She actually because I'm not like a posing coach, but I watch a lot of bodybuilding. I watch a lot of posing. Some of the local people out here because bodybuilding isn't as big in Buffalo because it's just not. Buffalo is more of a drinking town with a sports problem. No, it's true.
The Bills went to Super Bowl, never win
4 times back to back, didn't win a single one. Yeah.
That's like crazy. And just the after 50 years not going to the World Championships, the Knicks finally
New
won.
York Knicks. Oh, I'm jazzed about the Knicks winning. I'm so happy. I actually was watching that game the night before the show, and I was like, I have to get to sleep. I was like, I saw the game, and I was like, oh, they're losing. Oh man, I don't want to watch this. And I was really tired. I need to get some sleep. But then I had to go to the bathroom because it's prep. And then I wake up right at the last 5 minutes of the game. And I was like, this is amazing. I got to watch it. Oh, that was New York Knicks all day. I love the New York Knicks. I love the New York Liberty. I was more of a Giants fan, but now I'm more of a Ravens fan just because I like their colors.
Yeah.
Bills, I mean, Bills fans are the Bills are cool. It's great. But between the Bills and the Sabres, man, it's I'm a sympathizer. I'm a sympathizer with those sports teams, But I they just built a new stadium, and I'm like, I'm not going to the games. One, the tickets are overpriced. 2, it's not a dome. It's open. It's cold up here in the fall. I'm not sitting outside for a game. No, ma'am. No way.
I don't really do that. I couldn't do it. I don't know.
Teams hate playing up here because how cold it is, but the players, they love it because it's an advantage for them because they're used to it. Me, I'm just and I'll tell you right now, Bills Mafia, if you've never heard of it, look it up. It's a real thing. Nobody tells gates like that.
All right.
No one.
Charlie KL the Wanderer says, sounds like you are in the city.
No, not New York City. I wish, man. Living in New York City would have been pretty cool.
He says, don't allow anyone to disrespect you in public places.
Never.
Shout out to man brought.
I know. I let people know. Yeah. I tell them all the time. I'm like, look, I'm sweet as can be, but if you get this, don't get disrespectful with me because I get disrespectful back.
I remember this time I was like this one night I was working the club and me and a bunch of guys were sitting around. Our boss's girlfriend was sitting with us and she's talking to George. You so quiet, George. He said, well, ma'am, I'm like this. I say it like this. I can be the sweetest person I have to be. I can be a stone cold son of a bitch where I need to be. She's like, everybody laughed because I'm Scorpios, we're crazy. So I'm the same way at my job. Everyone's like, they're like, Britt is she's so smiley, she's so nice, and then they're like, but we've seen the tone, and we've heard the voice, and we know that when that tone and that voice comes out, it's just back up. It's so funny. Yeah, it's funny when everyone's just like, yeah, we're just going to step back and let her handle this one. Shout out to my man Black Panther. He says a strong marriage is the strongest foundation that is a blessing God. Also, he says this. He says there should be bodybuilding shows in Queens, New York.
There really should be more. I mean, it'd be great if there were more NPC and like there'd be great if there was an IFBB show on the western side of New York. I think like if there was like a battle of the borders with like Niagara Falls, Canada and Niagara Falls, New York, like that, there used to be one years ago. And I don't know what happened to it, but if they brought that back, that'd be so great. Because if you think about it, there is no pro show in New York. New York Pro is in New Jersey.
Jersey, yeah. They used to have New York, but they moved because of the price of how much it costs for venues.
Yeah.
So that's why they certain shows will go where it's like you go to a place where it costs you less. Like that's why you have the Olympia in Vegas.
I think the Olympia should move around. Like Vegas is because think about it. Vegas, a lot of people are more on the West Coast or like just over on that side of the Mississippi, and flying over to Vegas is a lot. I think Orlando, and because a lot of competitors have kids, and I think Orlando was probably a really good time because there's stuff for the kids to do. You've got Disney, but also there's other places outside of Orlando like you can go to. You got Jacksonville, you got Fort Lauderdale. You have all these different places. Even in Texas, Austin would have been a great place for an Olympia. Austin, Charlotte, just kind of like change it around a little bit. I think it'd be great.
I know Jake is talking about doing it, but he's talking about like going outside, like doing Brazil. No, come on, that's passport stuff.
I don't think the Olympia outside of the U.S. is
or Dubai. You can't do it because one thing is you women in the like bikini wellness figure.
I don't think Dubai would allow female competitors.
Actually, I remember an interview with a lady. She did a show in Dubai, but they had to do it inside, and none of the men could be there to watch it. It had to
exactly
be women. Because, of tradition of that country, of it being an Islamic country, it's going to be hard because you have guys and little sparkly underwear and board shorts, but women because there is some men. Because one thing about bodybuilding, it can't because even though one woman said like people like myself on the outside, my crying into my personal. We might sexualize a little bit more than y'all within sport. You see, like we see ass, y'all see glutes, we see tits, you see pecs, we see abs still the same, quads. It's just I think the mindset of people we see women like yourself. And, I'm seeing you. You have a beautiful body, ma'am. I don't want to put that against you. And I appreciate it. No, man, it's my honor as a Southern gentleman. Tell a lady she has a beautiful body. But I think Orlando would be a great place because I know ladies who have families. I think hang around there. Texas would be good because it's become a golden mecca. Maybe even someplace like I will say, bring it down to the South. North Carolina would be great because
there's so much to do. North Carolina, South Carolina, like all these other states. I think Vegas is great, but it's like, what is there to do in Vegas aside from gambling and buffets?
Also, the state of Nevada prostitution is legal in 10 counties.
I'm sorry, what?
Prostitution is legal in 10 counties in the state of Nevada.
Oh, you know what? Good for them. Good for them.
Not anybody else.
Because you know what? That those taxes are getting paid.
Getting paid. That's it. Making Felecia a lot of taxes getting paid. We build some bridges and stuff like that. Get smooth. Shout out to my man KL, the one that says different discipline bodybuilding. Yeah, shout out to him.
It is very much a different discipline.
The man says beautiful smile as usual. He's addicted to you. Also, shout out to KL says the Knicks was down by 30 and just miraculously
greatest comeback in finals history. It was 29 points. I watched that. My both of my brothers, my one brother, he actually lives in North Carolina. My other brother lives in the Bronx. They were actually together for that game, and I was getting they were amped.
We got here's a few more here from a man here. He says, shout out to a man, Black Panther. He says, New York Pro must be held in Manhattan, New York City. That's too expensive, what they say. Also,
honestly, Brooklyn would be perfect.
Maybe the Bronx.
Oh, the Boogie Down Bronx. That's where my husband's from. I would love to be in the Boogie Down Bronx, but I don't know what venue would be big enough. That's the only thing. At least in the Bronx, they could in Brooklyn use the use the Nets Arena.
Or Queens, you know. Shout out to the man once he says Dallas, Texas, USA would be a great place for 2027 Olympia weekend.
Dallas is huge. Dallas is
huge. That beautiful smile. He's addicted to your smile.
Yeah. Dallas would be great. Dallas, Austin, San Antonio's gorgeous.
Houston.
Yeah, Houston, all these places that are huge that have a lot like teams. They think about it. Teams that have football teams, like states and cities that have football teams, have a lot of hotels. Think of it that way, because you got a lot of people coming in. You've got to think about people who are putting together the show, the promoters, and then all the competitors and their families and the vendors. You need a lot of space. I get why they go to Vegas. I mean, I know some people said that they didn't like Orlando, but I didn't understand why they didn't like Orlando, because I mean, Orlando has a lot of hotels. It's Orlando.
I think it's just the tradition of it being, because you know when he started doing the back then, Olympia used to be men's Olympia, women's Olympia was different times, different places. Yeah, and then when they created Olympia weekend, they started Vegas is reasonable because you don't cost you mostly make money. That's why casinos are there, because they make money with the casinos.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They tried to be family friendly, but it didn't work out. It didn't last long.
Yeah. But if they already like alternated, like 1 year it's in Vegas, 1 year it's here, it's like they alternate years of it being in Vegas and being somewhere else. That'd be great because it gives an opportunity of, you know, I don't think it would work very well overseas. I just don't think that would, like you said, like going to places like Dubai would be very like, the men can't be in there when the women are competing. And then that's unfortunate because, you know, some women are there with their husbands and their spouses, and it's like they don't want to miss that, obviously.
And also, as I said, the community of Muscle Paris, we love y'all both women. Like, we get excited. You know, there's no small saying, you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. You know, that's the thing is that we look at you men and women up there stage, the work y'all bring, the dedication you put in with your bodies. To understand that behind the scenes, you are tired, you are hangry, you are hungry, you are dehydrated. Even though you come out and you look this beautiful shape, you look like someone carved you out of granite. But understand what you had to go through to get to that level. And I know your man's there, he's clapping, cheering for you. That's my girl. Your mom, and your brother's there. Yeah, that's our girl. Yeah. And then the guy says, yeah, she's a tall drink of chocolate milk. Yeah. Hey, you stick freak. But you know, these people. One thing about bodybuilding, because it's such it's such a fringe sport. Like you can have. I used to be on network television. You can catch it on cable.
It used to be on ESPN, and now it's not. It's cornhole's on ESPN, but not even strongman. I remember it used to be a weekend where strongman was on ESPN. Strongman's not on there anymore. Bodybuilding, which I think bodybuilding should absolutely be aired on ESPN. I think that would be it's a sports network. Bodybuilding is a sport.
But then it's because of the fringe. There's even a championship bubblegum chewing tournament.
Stop it.
My friend David, he runs his own channel called Female Bodybuilding Forum, and he sent me he goes on the road a lot. He sent me his video. He was at this motel, and he took me a picture of it when you the TV guide on TV and show you what network. And so it's the championship bubblegum chewing. I said, what the hell? What the hell?
And then you can't get bodybuilding on TV. Like that's crazy.
But it goes back to the use of steroids. But here the thing is, steroids is used by every sport. But because bodybuilding, because the extreme of it, it gets that finger pointing at you, that accusation. But the thing is, I've talked to people who tell me this, and I know friends who tell me to say, "Hey, George, they can take the shit I take, but if they don't follow the same plan, don't work out, don't train, don't diet, you're not going to look like what we look like."
Because not everyone takes things, and not everyone responds to it. Some people are hyper responding, some people are not. It all just depends on your body. That's why I would say what anyone puts in their body is their business. I don't ask questions. It's not my business what someone puts in their body. I don't care.
Yeah. I don't. From the other one, he says, shout to KL. He says this. Give me a second. He's just, it's coming up. It says there's an NBC show in Flushing, Queens, but I think it's later in the fall.
Yes, there is. There's a show in Flushing, Queens. There's some in Syracuse. I want to say White Plains. There's one in Albany later this year. I did see that. So and then there's other federations too that are like putting on shows, but OCB are more like the natural federations. They're putting out more shows, but not everybody wants to do those shows.
Yeah, because it takes a lot more time to build a natural, and they're not as big as the IFBB and PC. There's PCA. There's all NABA. There's so many others. But again, if you go by the standard, which is like the creme de la creme of sport bodybuilding, it is the NPC and IFBB.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go to the Olympia. Everybody wants to go to the Honor Classic, even though women bodybuilders, you can figure
Yeah. I want to go to the Olympia. That's what I'm working for.
and it's also the Masters Olympia. And I'm
Yep. I'm 1 year away from there.
1 year away. God, I thought you were a young buck.
No, I'll be 39 in November.
Yeah. I remember when I was 39, long time ago.
Yeah, next year I'll be able to. Next year November. So yeah, I am. But I am getting back into it. I'm looking to do the Atlantic Coast Pro. It's later this year. It's in Fort Lauderdale. And winning that, I'd be qualified for the 2027 Olympia because it's after the Olympia. Because I think you can only qualify for the Olympia up until like August 30th of this year.
Yeah, because the Masters Olympia is going to be next year. Not certain where it's going to be at. I'm hearing rumors. I hope they have in the States because I interviewed somebody who did the show in Japan. They love the show in Japan, but then that paid the winners. Jake had to pay him out of his own pocket, and that promoter now cannot do no shows anymore. He's been banned.
Yeah, I think it's tough one because it's like it's like people from overseas have to come here, but then it's like going overseas is not the easiest thing from America. Like a flight overseas is.
And then there's more shows here for Masters overseas. There's only like maybe 2 Master shows.
Very true. Very true.
3 Master shows outside of the United States, and you count Toronto. That's 4, but technically that's more American.
Yeah, it's in the continental. Yeah, I would definitely. I would hope that it's here. I would. That would be great.
I'm hoping because I wouldn't mind going. That'd be because I wouldn't mind going because the main list would be too expensive. I've never been on a plane for a man. I mean, I don't know. I want to be doing all that flying.
Me flying. I'm like, because that's another thing you have to factor in. Like when you fly out for a show, it's if the show's on a Saturday, you want to fly out and be there by Thursday at the latest because you want to make sure like you're not retaining water and you can still get your meals and your workouts. And there's a whole lot of planning that goes into traveling for a show.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Like,
shout out to my man Black Panther. He says
Dallas, Texas. It is, and it's big. It would be perfect. Like that would be a perfect place for the Olympia, Dallas, Texas, because then it's like everybody's converging kind of in a central location. If you think about it, people from the East Coast, people from the West Coast. Everyone's coming down to one central location. Like that would work. Florida works too, but I think Texas will be fun. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, just something different. But I'm sure they're gonna just keep it in Vegas.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I was in Orlando because of the pandemic, because the governor at that time he didn't follow by the standards rules.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but for him. So anyway, folks, we're not going to hold her too much longer. She took some time out here with me. We have a great conversation. As you know, she's planning on doing the Atlantic Coast, which is going to be in November.
The week before Thanksgiving. It's perfect.
Yeah, because then you can eat like a big dog.
Yep, that's the plan. I'm like, it's the week before Thanksgiving. I get back that like Monday, and then Thursday is Thanksgiving. I will be good to go because Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Well, it's like I say, you go into your mama's house or you come to yours?
I don't usually travel because usually we have a snowstorm around that time. Yeah. And the Saturday after Thanksgiving, my husband and I go to this. We have an event we do every year called the World's Largest Disco. It's in Buffalo. It is a time. Look it up. Oh, it's like second Halloween. We wear costumes. We go. It's so much fun. And so usually I'm my hairdresser. I'm with her family, or we'll cook stuff, or our friends. We'll just get like a Friendsgiving thing together. All I know is as long as there's banana pudding, ice cold, I'm there because that's my favorite Thanksgiving dessert. Is ice cold banana pudding.
My mom used to make this sweet potato bread. All this just take it just flat. So she'll put it into like a pie crust. You take it just flatten it out and put it into the pan and cook it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I think I never, she stopped cooking.
My aunt does make some really good sweet potatoes too.
Yeah,
she really really good.
You hear a comment from a man, Keo, when he says, what do you do outside of bodybuilding, or it's just mostly what you do? Have ever competed in other sports? Where she's been sports.
I did rugby for about 2.5 years in college. Did cheer for a lot of years. Dance, love dance. One of my favorite things to do is read. I am an avid reader. I love during prep, it's really hard because I'm so tired to just sit. I will fall asleep while I'm reading a book. But now that I'm got like a little bit of time before getting back into like the craziness of prep, I will be reading probably like 2 books a week. Just like sit there and just go through books. Like, oh, I love reading. That's my thing.
Yeah. I got comic collection, magazine collection. I don't read much like I used to. I mean, but maybe I did get back to it since I get older. But now I'm one of these things. Shout out to my man, Black Panther. He says this. He says, "Beautiful smile, Mrs. Williams. Have a wonderful day." Yes.
You have a great day too.
Have a better one, brother. Appreciate you for sticking in here. So this is a question I'm going to ask you. And it's what would you want out of this sport of bodybuilding for yourself as a whole?
As a whole, I would love to make it to the Olympia. Stepping on the Olympia stage is like an ultimate goal. It's like a dream. It would be a dream come true. I'm sure that's what every bodybuilder wants. But I also would love to just be an inspiration to young girls to show like having muscles is not a negative. It's a beautiful thing. It's a powerful thing. And bodybuilding has helped me in so many different aspects of my life, gaining confidence and just being sure of myself and being like, you know what? Because I was always a muscular kid. But growing up, when you're a muscular girl, you're kind of picked on for it. But now I'm in a sport where you're celebrated for your muscles. And I love that. And I would love to just like give that back.
That's good. Yeah. Really be an example for those, out there who are into the sport, who are fans, who want to maybe compete. That's why I do this content where I want people to learn. I want, my style is to be informative, also be fun. Also to learn that this is, it's not for everybody. If it's not something for you, hey, yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
But you have no place to judge anybody who does this. If this is something that is about dedication, it's about consistency, it's about discipline. If you don't have those things, shouldn't you be on it? And again, we go back to I wish there was more financial opportunities for y'all ladies because everybody got to pay this pro fee every year to keep up your pro card status so you can compete. One thing is the IFBB should take care of the athletes like any other sport. Where hey, you know what? If something you might need, hey, we got you covered. If you like, you go to some issues, like I know with your job you have medical, but hey, it doesn't hurt to have a little extra insurance just in case.
Yeah.
But again, this is a sport where it's more about taking and giving. And if I could do this, I would love to sponsor athletes if I could. A while back, my friend Eunice, I helped sponsor the jacket for the Triple O, and it was great to do because I wanted to help her out. Because she's my friend, she's my sister, and she supports my content. I support her, and she's going to be sponsoring women's bodybuilding at the Atlanta Pro. Shout out to her.
That's amazing.
But if I could do this, if I could be like this, I would be very professional. How do I say? Excuse me, Mrs. Williams. We have a particular company, and we're interested in women like yourself, competitors who are serious and very dedicated to their sport. So if you feel like our product helps in your process, it helps you in your growth and your development, if it's something you feel you can use and something that helps you along the way, we would like you to be one of our sponsored athletes. So you feel like we can have a good relationship, a good working relationship in the future, let us know. And we're happy to see you grow and maintain as a competitor.
Love that. Yes, that would be amazing. Yeah, because yeah, because it is hard because opportunities aren't always there. Like a lot of times, it's like how big is your following? And I'm like, back in the day, it wasn't about a following. You had magazines, and that was it. I kind of wish they'd bring back magazines versus the random influencer who's just got a bunch of paid followers, and that's what we're listening to. And I'm like, no.
Well, social media is both a tool and weapon. This is why this is a platform. I use social media to call attention, to get interviews, reach out. But sometimes some people use it as a way because that's what, especially the next generation, you grow up on. In the 80s and 90s, TV was a thing. Now TV is not as much like it used to be. Everybody doing streaming.
Yeah.
I'm online most of the time. I'm like, when I'm done here, I'm going to be watching Judge Judy and then catching cartoons later. But that's how it is. Every chance.
Yeah, probably most kind of my day too.
Yeah, here go my man, Tyler Kale the Wanderer. He says this. He says, "There's men that want to worship your muscles."
Yeah, that's a.
It's like, again, it's just something. It's different because you're taking the form and change it. Like I said, I work in a strip club. I work around women with a lot of ass and titties, but we see women like you. It's something different.
And it's almost like it's not the norm.
Yeah, it's not the norm, and I think that's what draws some people. It can draw some people. It can also reject people because the fact is, Again, you're changing the aspect of what's considered feminine. You're not soft. You're not as, again, I'm from the South. All women a little bit more full, a little thicker. But yeah, we see women who are fit, work out. I remember first time I got to see a bodybuilder was at an event where a guy, his name is Glenn Young Sr., and he runs his own magazine called Amazon Fitness. I seen him, you can check it out. And I met a couple ladies who did some interviews with and became friends with on social media. And then going to a show and meeting people like I got to meet Sheena Oleg, I interviewed with her. People like Donna Salib, meet these women that follow on social media. Some of these I've interviewed. For me, it was a great opportunity, and to have you on as guest to share your story. Again, I would love to have Andre out here someday. I got to meet Ashley Jones, who was in Tampa, and she gave me a shout out.
Oh, she's really nice. We've chatted on social before. She's really nice.
Yeah, I met Paula Ranta, who's a young up and comer. She's really evolving. I think she's the future of the sport. Maybe she might go up to women's bodybuilding. I think she's on the fence someday right now. But when I get to hear y'all stories and really share with the people like these guys, my man Black Panther, my brother KL, and the other guys who came here to watch and listen. This shows that hey, you're more than just these women with big muscles. You are someone dedicated to something that most people won't have that same dedication.
Yeah, it's a different level. It's a different level, for sure.
So, Mrs. Williams, we're not going to hold you this too much longer. So, you have anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Gonna shout out to Mark Williams of Mark Williams Fitness, Tyler G of TTG Athletics. That's my coach and my trainer, as well as my husband. Shout out to all the other fitness women. Big shout out to my girl Dominique for winning the Masters Figure Olympia qualification. So proud of you, girl. Knew you could do it. You looked amazing. Shout out to some other fellow competitors, Tamika, Nicole Zenobia Graham. We actually went to high school together. She's amazing. We were actually in the same cheer stunt group together, which is hilarious. And just shout out to just like the NPC and the IFBB because I am here now because of them.
Well, thank you. Shout out to them. I want to say shout out to my guest, my man Black Panther came through, my brother KL the Wanderer, Brown Baldy, all you guys who watch, who support these women in the sport of bodybuilding, who are fans. Guys, if you want to follow Brittany, her link in the description. Reach out and generate interest. If someone interested in sponsoring her, or if you're up in Buffalo and you see her, she's on the beat, say hello, give her a half cup latte with skim milk or something, and also support these men and women in the sport of bodybuilding because this is a tough sport. Not everybody's meant to be a bodybuilder. Like Greta Coleman says, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder. I want to lift this heavy ass weight.
Very true.
So, and she says she's going to be doing the Atlantic Coast. I have a thing. I do not support promoters that have women's bodybuilders. So I will watch it, but I will pay attention to it. I am. The office says I'm a particular type of criminal. Oh, I can't let you go for it. He has to say something. He wants to say something to you. Say, he's got Officer Brittany. I want to tell you something. He's my other guy. Basically, I want to say something, Officer Brittany. You are beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't usually like cops, but
some of us are really nice, I promise.
Well, I know, but he's a particular type of criminal. He just,
True.
He completes me. So, again, folks, check her out. She's going to be at the Atlantic Coast. If you're going to watch that, shoot out. Keep us updated on what's going on.
Yes, I will. I'll be. I didn't log my last trip because it was my first time back, but this one I'll be logging and vlogging and making all the content and everything just to keep everyone in the know of what I've got going on. Trying to decide if I want to keep the same suit or do a different suit for that show too.
Well, you got the time. You can change up a little bit. Come different. So, folks, I'd like to thank the lovely Mrs. Brittany Brickman Felecia Williams for coming through. If you want to check it out, the link in the description. Shout her out, show support. Don't be that weird guy. Don't be a hater. Don't be the weird guy that's saying she has a husband. He's look like he's handling something. He say he's from Brooklyn. He said
so. He's from the Bronx and he also grew up in Puerto Rico.
So he's yeah.
And he is a former
He's styling on you.
Yeah. Yep.
So we don't want that trouble. We don't want the trouble. So folks, I'd like to appreciate her for coming through. Thank y'all for supporting my content. Wish y'all best of luck on upcoming shows. And thank you again, ma'am.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.
you have a better one. Anyway, folks, it's about George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, don't like, subscribe. Good night, God bless, and see you next time.